Hello and welcome to the second of the Bunker's Logic Pro 9 tutorials. My name's Johnny again, and in this tutorial we're going to be looking at actually going about creating some music. So let's get to it. So in the last tutorial we briefly saw there was like three different types of track you can record with. There's audio, software instrument and external MIDI. Now in this tutorial we're just going to do a quick introduction on how to use software instruments so you can actually get creating some music and experiencing Logic's brilliant software instruments. It really is the best bit of Logic, I think. But anyway, let's go into it. So let's create a Logic software instrument track, and it'll come up like this. So now you've got a track on this window that you saw last time. Let's just close that so we've got a bit more room. What we're going to do is we're going to head down to the inputs and outputs. If you click on this one here, the one that's a little blue for me, I have it set so it starts with the electric organ, but yeah, if you click on it, oh, it opens up that, don't want to do that, click and hold, sorry, there we go. And then you can see all the different instruments that you can use within Logic. Now for this one, I'm just going to show you the sampler. So if we go down to the EXS24, it's a brilliant little thing, it's a sampler and it samples loads of different instruments. So click stereo. So we get a stereo track, and it'll come up with this box. Now it looks a little bit confusing. There's so many little dials in here, but it's basically very simple. What you do is you're just going to click on this little box here where the three dashes are, and it's going to bring up a list of different instruments. And this is where you select which instrument you want. So let's just go with a good old piano here. The Steinway sounds really nice, I think. So let's click this. Just let it load up all the files it needs. And hey ho. Now if you have a MIDI keyboard and you've plugged it in Logic, if it's plug and play, you'll now, when you press keys, you should be able to hear the Steinway player. But I'm just going to show you this as well. If you click the caps lock button in Logic, you'll bring up this little thing here, and basically this turns your computer keyboard into a keyboard. So now we should be able to press the keys and we'll get sound coming out. There you go, and you can little chord. So, and that's it. So let's go about recording some sound. And it's basically as simple as clicking record. You might want to make sure your metronome's turned off, because mine's set to be click when recording, so I just turn it off, just so that it's not at the wrong tempo or anything like that to what you want to play. And then you're going to make sure that you record enabled the track. So this little button here needs to be turned red. And this is just record enable. Next to it is the mute and the solo buttons, but for now, just make sure it's record enabled. And then simply hit record, and you'll see the bar moving along. Now, all you do is just click, just play along, and it'll start recording. So let's just do a. Yeah. Now if we go back, I just pressed space to stop that there, by the way. And there you go. Now we have a little riff created. One thing I really want to show you, which is really useful for when recording software instruments, is quantization. And all this does is make sure everything's in tempo. So if you've come off the note slightly too early, or if you've just played a little bit fast too here and there, all you're going to do is click quantize, and you're going to select. Basically, a good rule of thumb is to select what the quickest note you played was, so the shortest note, and select that as on here. So let's just say it's 30 seconds. So if we click here, and now everything's much more in time. And there you go, you can head about recording. And yeah, simple as that.